should be live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. It is good to have you with us on this wonderful Thursday evening. I hope you're having a good day, good middle of your week, all that good stuff. Today, we are jumping into the world of me. We are just going to be chatting today. It is just going to be a chatting stream. Yeah, that's basically the plan. What am I doing? I'm also potentially working on at least making the amethyst badge today because I finally found where all that is. So that's really good. So yeah, that's kind of where we are going with this maybe. We'll see how things go. I still don't know why I'm missing an emoji. I need to contact YouTube because we deserve a new emoji. It said I should have 13, but I only have 12. So I don't really understand what's going on there. So we'll figure it out. But hello! I hope you are all doing okay. So, who have we got today? We've got Starry, we have Luca, we have Ghostly, Sanaloo, Novetree, hello. Ollie, good to have you. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. MXLKY. I'm going to say Arzia, because I think that's how I'd pronounce the last bit. But hello, please tell me how to pronounce your name. I'd love to know. Hello, Steffi. Hello, Wada. Hello, Akira, Sarah, Dylan, Paula, Maria. Hi, Liliplier. Hello, Moth, Pylon. It is great to have you guys. Richard, hello. Allison, hi. Scarlet Day, hello. Biza, hi. Heather, hello. Epic Fettuccine? Epic Fettuccine, hello. It is great to have you, friend. Blue Sky J, Emily, hi. Azalea, hi. Great to have you. Continue. AO, great to see you. AJ, hi. Great to have so many of you. Caitlin, Bailey, Glitch Dragon, hello. Mon, hi. Hello, hello, hello. I'm trying to also make sure I keep up because I don't want to fall too far behind in the chat. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to be talking. Hello, Right Host. Great to have you, friend. Zekron, hi. Essex Boy, hello. Raw Ram Scary, hello. Great to have you. I am certainly scared. Scared of how to pronounce that name live on camera. Hope you're all doing well. Johnny Ray, hello. JP Ravenfire, hello. How am I doing today? I'm doing well, thank you. I am doing okay, all things considered. Where is my tools? Oh, you're up there for some reason. Why are you up there? You shouldn't be up there. Do I try and share my screen? That is a question. Where's this at? Let's try going to this a minute. I'm going to, let's do a no, we won't do a window capture. We will do can we do an application? So I don't really want a window. The window might be the one I need. It might be window. Let's see. Oh, it is window. Yes, perfect. So let's just play around with this a little bit so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Let's put you... icons need to go above that so that you can kind of go in front, like there. And we can then just have you guys kind of watching this here. I mean, I can also make it bigger on here, to be fair. Oh gosh, it doesn't like Photoshop, does it? It's getting a bit funny with that. But hello. Small Tom, hello. Yeah, we're just gonna chat while I do this, because I figured now's as good a time as any. Can you see anything that's going on? Is it actually loading or no? That doesn't look like it's working for me. I'm trying to do things, but it's not showing up. because I am zooming in and doing things, but it definitely ain't. Let me just try closing it all, and let me try again, because I know which one I'm opening now. It's this one, I believe. Should we be seeing more than grey? Yes, you should absolutely have been seeing more than grey. Okay, we're back. Is this gonna work, or is it not gonna like me? Wow, it really doesn't like showing Photoshop, does it? Let me try something else then. Instead, we're gonna try something totally different, and we're going to do a window, not a window capture, we're gonna do a screen capture instead. Display capture. I'm gonna call it that. Yeah. Let me just make this bigger. I'm just going to move some things around to make that happen. Display capture. Oh no, I want display capture 1. Where are you? There you are. Oh, well, we got something at least. Display capture. Let's make you the correct size now. I'm a professional streamer. I'm really not. I'm a professional creative director and host. I am not a professional streamer by any means. Yeah, we can now move you back into the top of this. So I have that available for me. There we go. Lovely. Perfect. And now it looks like... Yeah, it works. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. So now you can see... Oh, do I have an amethyst one that I just never... Oh, I see what I did. Yeah. So I hadn't finalized how I was doing the amethyst one. So the colors are there, which is good. But it's just not following the rules of the other ones that I have going on right now. So let's just copy you in. Like this, maybe. Did that work? Was that what I meant to do? Delete you. Want to duplicate this layer. Now you get to see all my janky as heck Photoshop skills. So let's now undo Ruby, put amethyst in. So as you can see, obviously, it is not quite as we want. We get rid of the background. So we now need to darken that line across the top first, so that it all feels part of it. Is it really Photoshop if it isn't janky? Amen to that. Abso-freaking-lutely. Right. Where's my dropper? See, and this is why pixel art is fun. So much easier to work on this scale for pixels. Right, now we have this. One thing I shouldn't have done. Just before I do that, actually, I'm just going to use my other dropper to get that image. There we go. Switch them back. Fill that back in. Now we have this. Don't know why this is... Got a few different things going on there, which is... Oh, it's because they are... they should be behind... No? Should they be behind the hat? No, they're in front of the hat. So why is that, like, pale then? Maybe I don't use the red one. Maybe we use a different one. Let's look at the blue one. Let's duplicate the blue one. Put the blue one in instead. Interesting, they've all got that. Weird. Okay, well that's fine. We can still work with this. We can work with this. Oh, have people figured out the fun secret for today's stream? You are all very clever, aren't you? I shouldn't be surprised at this point. Yeah, I thought the background music was familiar. Might be. Here we go. should be able to fill tools, right? Oh, no. Oh, that's why that's done that. It's the fill tool that's causing that issue. Janky Photoshop. Gotta love it. Tom is such an artist. I wish. Live, laugh, love, lo-fi. Absolutely. Lo-fi has become the main music I listen to. That's great. We love that. That is what we aim for. We aim to create cool music that people just, you know, want to listen to. That's the truth. Like, if you guys are listening to the music just because you like it, then we have done our jobs correctly. Okay, so that should be connecting, so we can do that. That's fine. Like that, right? Oh, slightly different. So it should be there. Then we just put this here. And there you have it. Like that, we very simply have created our new membership badge. There she is. So now we are going to just export you. We will save you as a quick export PNG. There you go. You can see all the emotes. These actually live on this. They live here. And into new. And we call it. How do you spell amethyst? 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 Amethyst. Maybe. It's close enough. Cool. So that's that. We can then save this project. And that is going to be that done. And there we have it. That's going to be in there. So now if we go to my dashboard, you can see all the secrets now. Where are you? You'll be in monetization. Let's go back to big screen at this point. We can customize the perks. We're going to move some of these things around. So we're going to add an image. We're going to find that membership folder once again. Go for the classic one there. We'll go for diamond at that point. Ruby there. And sapphire. I think we'll make amethyst the next one that people can reach. I think that's fun. Biggest Tom, absolutely. But yeah, the emoji thing is weird. Like if I show you what's going on with my emoji stuff, it's so strange. Like, it literally just says you have, oh no, it's now said I'm saying I only have 12. I need 8 more memberships. Oh, was it because there were memberships that were literally due to expire? That might have been why. Maybe it's because like there were, I hadn't filled the slot, or like people were just due to expire. And so there's a chance that because they were due to expire, it wasn't giving me that extra one because they were in like the holding period or something. That might be why. How weird and annoying. And what is our total members right now? Yeah, so we've lost 8. So we expired. We had 6. Yeah, we had 6 expire and 8 people cancel memberships in the last 30 days. So that's why. That makes sense. No worries. It's one of those things where people need money. So I totally understand. There is no hard feelings or worries about that. Now I'm going to move you guys back over so I can see you a bit closer to the camera. So I'm looking a little bit more straightforward rather than totally out of the way. But how are you all doing? How is everyone? Thank you for putting up with me while I did that mini job. What does my shirt say? I believe it says I'm going to be an uncle. This is an old shirt. Again, we're in the process of moving. So we've got a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff is packed away. So I just grabbed an old shirt, and this was from when my brother-in-law announced to us that they were going to be parents, and I was going to be an uncle, which was exciting. To the States, no, just moving. Oh, I don't know why that super chat. I've seen that super chat. I don't know if it's going to come through or not, but I will say it anyway, just in case there's a glitch. Oh no, there it is. See, I spoke it into being. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, the Faraway Galaxy System. Appreciate you.
Hello Mr. British man. Hope you enjoy life outside this room. Be sure to touch some grass as you exit.
Oh, I always enjoy touching grass. Touching grass is a very important and valuable skill. It's good, but no, not moving to the US. Just moving. I'm moving in with my parents right now. For those of you who don't know, we sold this place, but because of housing market and various other things, we're kind of between places right now, and so we are moving in with my parents for the time being, just to kind of figure out what's next and where we go. So therefore, there is going to be some disruption to the streams. Please bear with me. If you want to know when I'm streaming and when I'm not streaming, I'm going to try and keep things up to date on the Discord, and there's a link for that in the top line of the description, or one of the top lines of the description, so please go check that out. Dapper Mr. Uncle. Yeah, I'm an uncle to like 4. I've got 2 nephews and 2 nieces. Do the Dapper parents have Wi-Fi whale to protect their Wi-Fi? And Mystic asks if you have Wi-Fi whales packed up for the move. Wi-Fi whales are fully packed. They're all good, so hopefully this stream holds out. But my parents do not have Wi-Fi whales, but it's fine, because I do. So they will have Wi-Fi whales to protect them. Grass ain't real. It's never been in a FNAF game. Oh, that's a valid point. Sanaloo makes a very good point. Does touching grass mean you get to go outside a little so you don't, like, to inherit the insult? It's just a phrase. So it's not like you, an inherent insult. It's just a phrase. Yeah. Like, I just take it really literally. Go and touch grass. I like to physically go and touch grass. There is some scientific benefit to going and touching grass. So like, it is a good thing. Are we gonna do unpacking IRL? No, I don't have anything interesting to unpack really. If I get a proper house and I order a bunch of stuff to like decorate the streaming room, maybe we'll do a live one at some point. Tom, do you have a favorite musical artist? Oh, good point. Good question. I flip-flop. I used to be the biggest Bublé head. I used to love Michael Bublé. Still do like his stuff, just don't listen to him nearly as much as I used to. But yeah, big Bublé fan, big swing fan. At karaoke, I did Haven't Met You Yet, because that's how much of a Bublé head I am. Love Bublé. Thoroughly enjoy the Jonas Brothers as well. Always enjoyed their stuff. But I also really enjoy... Who is it that I've been listening to a lot recently? Oh, Ninja Sex Party. Of course. Ninja Sex Party is a fantastic YouTube comedy band, if you don't know who they are. Danny is the other half of the Game Grumps. They are just fantastic. I've seen them live. They're so funny. I'd love to get to meet them at some point. They're brilliant. Their music is great. I literally listen to it all the time. NSP is awesome. It is indeed. Tom, what genres do you listen to mostly? A lot of swing. So again, Bublé, Sinatra, Dean Martin, the Rat Pack, classic stuff. Yeah, a lot of that. But then, yeah, I listen to the kind of rock comedy stuff that like Ninja Sex Party does. I listen to the 80s stuff that they do. I also listen to, I love listening to Bo Burnham. I listen to a lot of musical theatre. And that includes things like Has Been Hotel. And we've talked about Random Encounters and things like that. But yeah, those sorts of musical things are great. Has Been Hotel is constantly going around on our... Sammy Davis is in there, absolutely, AJ. You can't have the Rat Pack without Sammy Davis. But yeah, I'm not... It's so funny. I went... when I went to karaoke with like Santi and Dan and Amy and Ash and all those people when we were like packing up from VidCon, it was so much fun. But they were all there belting their hearts out to these like 2000s emo tracks, and then there where I was with Haven't Met You Yet, and then I totally blew Santi's mind by rapping Hamilton, which he did not expect me to have any kind of rapping chops. If you listen to Robbie Williams' swing album, Robbie Williams' the first swing album, I've got both of them. They're both good albums. That first one though is classic. Well, Robbie Williams' swing album. Honestly, if you like swing music, listen to the 2 Robbie Williams swing albums, but especially the first one, Swing When You're Winning. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic album. It's literally like where I got, one of the reasons I got into swing was through that album. Welcome to the internet, take a look around. Exactly. Wow, the musical theatre kid listens to musical theatre. I know! Shocking! What's being asked? Classic movie. Tom gained Aura Plus. Love random encounters. Can't wait for the final FNAF musical. Yeah, that's going to be hype. That's going to be great. Any K-pop? I've not gotten into K-pop. That's just me. It's not that I think it's bad. I've just not really dived into it. I'm going to move this here. No, I'm not. I'm going to put it back. Yeah, no, I've just really not gotten into it. Especially. Have you guys heard the Welcome to the Internet parody for Game Theory? I have not. That sounds hilarious. That sounds good. What's that Morse code? Maybe. There is lore in Lo-Fi. Shock of all shocks. So this is Lo-Fi. You can go and listen to this background music over on Spotify. You can also listen to it on YouTube, and there's animations, and in the music there is secret hints to lore. There is an ARG going on, but if you also go to the YouTube channel, you can find the animations, and the animations also are hiding special secrets. So have fun dissecting that one. I need C0 on a choir right now singing emo songs. You would get a lot of buy-in. Amy, Ash, Dan, Santi, Lee, all grew up kind of listening to these emo songs. Santi's really into rap and R&B as well, which is interesting. But yeah, I was the odd one out for sure. My brother was very much the emo music listening kid. Santi had a birthday party. He did. I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it out to the US in time, which was sad. Movie or TV show? My favorite movie is La La Land. You'll probably notice a theme. A lot of my favorite movies are musicals. La La Land, I think, is a fantastic movie. Very real and sort of realistic, gritty musical in some senses, which is quite fun. Love that. I also love High School Musical movies. High School Musical 2 is peak. I am also a huge fan of Top Gun. Top Gun is a movie I grew up on. The second movie is just as good. Both fantastic films. Definitely recommend those. Tom, if you like Gravity Falls, have you seen the Book of Bill? I've seen it out. I haven't dived into the Gravity Falls universe stuff. I leave that for Lee. Lee is into that world, and that's part of his thing as the host of Film Theory. So we as a company are very much aware of it. I have not looked into it personally a lot yet. And someone explained Santi's Insta story about Tom. Oh, on stream, we gave a character the name Santi, and the character turned around and was like, oh, that's a stupid name. Who would call their kid that? And I just laughed and thought it was hilarious. So he, that's what his thing was about, where he was like, I'm gonna like destroy you, because he was upset that that's what happened. That's what that story was about. I love Top Gun. Yes! Still haven't seen High School Musical. Dedekron, you need to fix that, buddy. I'm on the Our House Truther on Disney. Yeah, Our House I've heard good things about as well. Santi's a special flower. He is a special flower. Tom, do you have a favorite movie soundtrack? Pokemon the first movie. No, I don't listen to a bunch of movie soundtracks. I do have a playlist. Let me have a quick look through my my playlists here of my instrumentals. And see if I can find... Where are my instrumentals? Where are you? I did have one. It was just a bunch... Oh, orchestrations, I'd called it. So I do genuinely think the Pokemon soundtracks are fantastic. Orchestrally, as movies. I think the movies do a good job with those soundtracks. I think they're great. I have a lot of Doctor Who soundtracks, weirdly. And Sherlock. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's a great soundtrack. No, actually, you know what? I stick with my first. I definitely think Pokemon the first movie is my one, my go-to. When it comes to movie soundtracks, absolutely. Tom, stupid question. Can I animate you and the other hosts, but the audio isn't theorist related? I mean, you can do essentially what you want. Like, again, I ask that you be respectful of everyone, and that you don't, do anything that's going to make us say something problematic, or that's going to cause a problem, or going to be an issue for anyone. But if it's just memeing, people do that, where they we do it on TikTok and stuff, right? Where we lip sync to a trend or a thing, and if it's that and you want to animate it, go for it. I think it's cool. I love seeing people's animated styles. Have I ever listened to our Lord and Savior Hatsune Miku? A bit. I know there's a huge obsession with her. I actually had some candies, some gummies that were Hatsune Miku themed a little while ago. Those were alright. They were vegan, so they were a bit of a funny texture for me. But I haven't listened to a lot of Hatsune Miku. I don't have a lot of time to listen to music. I tend to be a podcast listener. I listen when I'm doing stuff around the house. I listen to a lot of Distractable. I listen to Fake Doctors Real Friends. There's just a few podcasts that I tune into, and I just like listening to those. Plus, I got into Distractable like 2 years late, so I'm still like catching up, and I don't have like a regular commute to do them on. So I don't like catch up regularly. Hey Thomas, this is your stream in the studio. You're going to the States? No. So I am moving in with my parents right now because we're just kind of between places. We sold this place, but we haven't found a new place to go yet. So we are just kind of bunking in with my parents for a few months while we figure out what the situation is. No, not planning to move to the US just at this time, for sure. I'm too busy to move to the US. Could you imagine trying to do my job and move to the US right now? That would be insane. So yeah, not moving to the US, just moving to my parents. Have the same issue with the Smoshcast right now. Yeah, if you fall behind, that's the problem. It's just so hard to catch up. Do you want to move to the US in the future? I'm open to it. I'm open to ideas. I'm open to new adventures and new possibilities. I think it could be fun. I love my friends and my colleagues that are out there, so it'd be lovely to get to be with them and spend more time with them. But I also would miss all my family and, you know, all my friends that I have here. So, swings and roundabouts. You have to kind of take the good with the bad, right? Just not Arizona. Don't do it. Don't worry. I don't think I'd ever have I've had no desire to, move to Arizona. Yeah, he's staying with us in the UK. What? Do you read books? Is there a favorite, perhaps? So, I don't know if you guys caught this on my Poppy episode. I am dyslexic, and we've also talked about the fact that I have ADHD. So, Daniel! Who's your favorite Dan, and why is it me? Dan, how can I count the reasons why you are my favorite Dan? You are kind, you're caring, you're handsome as hell! You are an editing genius, and a comedic genius as well. So very much enjoy your company. Always like hanging out with you. Always miss hanging out with you. We were just talking about, you know, what benefits of being in the US, and I get to hang out with your lovely face if I'm in the US. So there you go. That's why you're my favorite Dan. But as I was saying, yeah, ADHD and dyslexia, not fun for reading. So I've never really enjoyed reading. I have read more books having this job than doing anything else, because this job forced me to read FNAF and Poppy and Bendy and Hello Neighbor, and I have read them all and they are fine. Most of them are fine. Having a favorite, like an actual favorite, like, again, of those picks, it's like choosing the best of a bad bunch, right? But as a kid, I really enjoyed reading what was known as the Alex Rider Stormbreaker series. The Alex Rider series was a fantastic series for young teenage boys. It was about a British teenage boy becoming a spy. That's what every teenage boy wants, right? So it was a brilliantly fun series. I owned them all. Loved every single one. So highly recommend those. Or if you're younger, if you've got siblings who are younger, or cousins who are younger, or nieces and nephews, great series. The movie was the series was also I didn't need that big ego boost. No, don't worry, Dan. I'm happy to compliment you. You know, I'm happy to compliment you. I just won't compliment Santi. He definitely doesn't need the ego boost. I remember reading those in school. They were great. Hello, Kathy. Yep, they are great books. Dyslexic-friendly books. That's what we want. I love Poppy, but FNAF will always be my first love. Yep, totally get that. As someone who owned them all, I can never bring myself to read them. That's fair. Oh, Fable Rain, amazing that you still got them. Yeah, no, I got rid of mine when we were like planning on moving. We got rid of a bunch of stuff. That sadly was a series that went, and I was very sad that series went. But I wasn't reading them; they were just out on the shelf. So why hold on to them, right? We need a Teen Theorist musical. With a musical number about Tom going insane about the amount of games franchises are making. It's funny, isn't it? Like, all the games are making books, and all the games are also making movies. But I don't get to talk about the movies because we had to make a film channel. So now he gets to talk about all of them. Gah! And I don't get to talk about any of the cool movie stuff that happens. Have you seen The Birdcage? I haven't, no. I've heard good things, but I haven't seen it. Have you gotten into the romance book subgenre? No, I haven't. I've seen all the memes about, like, romance books and that side of things. I haven't gotten into it personally. Again, I don't like reading. I read because I have to. So I get through FNAF because I have to. Your Majesty, what's a non... the chat is moving too quickly for me. What is a non-theorist adjacent channel you'd like to collab with on stream? So, therefore, yes, because it's non-theorist related, obviously. That is a good question. Who would I love to stream with? I mean, I'd be just down if it's non-theorist related as well. Who's a streamer? That could be fun. That's a very good question. Who's on my... Let me have a look. I'm going to have a quick look at my Twitch and kind of see who's around. I mean, I've also got my YouTube, and I know who the streamers on YouTube are that I watch, or I'm, like, aware of. Dude, shush. Who am I following here? Not that many. I think... Oh, I just closed the entire thing. I didn't mean to do that. I think, I would love to collaborate with... There's a couple that I pick. I think Ludwig would be fun. I think Valkyrie or Pokimane would be fun people. I also think another one who's not kind of in that circle is Kelsey and Peach K. I think she'd be a fun one to stream with. Oh, Kira! Thank you so much for the gifted memberships, friend. Appreciate it. I'd love to see Tom on Brain Leak. That'd be fun. Again, there's a lot of podcasts I'd be interested to do. I'd love to do The Yard. I'd love to do Brain Leak. I'd love to do the Smoshcast. Who else has guests? That's a fun podcast to do. I mean, I'd also love to, like, you know, meet and speak to Anthony Padilla. I haven't really had the chance to do that in the events I've been at. I think that would be fun. Who's your favorite streamer and why is it Dan? Because Dan is the best streamer, you know, and he retired on a high note. Like, he's technically not retired from streaming, but he does good work. We love him. Tom, do you have a favorite shirt? Shirt as in, like, do you just mean like top? So this is what in Britain we just call it a top, like a t-shirt? Or do you mean like a shirt? Because there are two very different answers if that's the case. I think a Tom and Dan stream would be awesome. I'd love to do a Tom and Dan stream at some point. I think that'd be great. I should consume more podcasts. I'm taking notes. Absolutely, Scarlet Day. I'm doing the same. Next time with Anthony Padilla, it's just the theorist hosts at the same time. I mean, you know, they've done multiple people before. No, 4 would be a lot. 4 would be a lot. A top. Favorite top. Oh, Akira, thank you for the $2 super chat, friend. Appreciate it.
Good vibes for the move. Hope all goes smoothly.
Thank you so much, friend. In terms of shirts, what do I have that I really like? That's like my favorite shirt. See, the thing is, I'm a jacket guy. I have a lot of very plain t-shirts. I think my... Dan and Tom tried to teach my friend about FNAF. Yeah, it didn't take. That's a real shame, Dan. We'll have to go again. Next time I'm in LA, we'll do a sit-down stream and we'll like we'll force her to understand. Favorite t-shirt. Honestly, one of my favorite t-shirts that I have right now is let's see if I can find it. Honestly, one of my favorite t-shirts that I have right now is this one. Let me just switch my mode so you can see it. Honestly, I know it's cheesy to like say your own merch is your favorite thing, But honestly, this is so, so good. Like, it is so, so great to have, like, that be... Like, it's just such good merch, honestly. I think our merch is great. And so there's that one. And then there's a few of the Lumen tops, like the ones with the flower on the pocket, I also really love. But honestly, I just think that short circuit design is really fun. It's also just really soft and really comfortable. Hello! Jericho is in chat. Hi, 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 friend. How you doing, bud? Great to have you. I love the game theory tops. Well, thank you. We do try our best. Although I actually also, I bought that that lime green polo t-shirt for VidCon, for the live show. And actually, I also quite enjoy that one because I just love lime green, as you can see by the hoodie that is crumpled up in the corner. I do also just really enjoy the lime green. I've been enjoying that Lexus's fan art has been me in my classic grey jacket with a lime green t-shirt. I should probably just get a lime green t-shirt at some point. That's something I would love. Because I just wear that as a bright color underneath like monochrome jackets and stuff. My black Lumen shirt with the flower is my favorite. I love that one too. That one is also great. Really, really solid. Try and buy a shirt to match Sans. It'd have to be yellow, wouldn't it? I can't... I mean, I can pull off yellow, but it has to be the right kind of yellow. Dan said he'd do a stream. I'm always down for a stream, Dan. The problem is we have to find a time to do it because we both live on opposite sides of the planet. And so we end up 8 hours apart. And so it's like my evening, his morning. It's rough. The correct is Game Theory green. Yeah, I mean, I like lime green compared to Game Theory green like this. This is the green that I really like. And the green of like the hoodie is the green that I've always loved. Lime green, as opposed to like Game Theory green is just a slightly darker, more like richer green, less yellowy green. And that's always been the color I preferred. Have I heard of Wendigoon? I have heard of Wendigoon. I've watched a number of their videos. It's coming at the end of the month. Yes, I'm due some Lumen stuff at the end of the month too. I think I've got the mint jumper or mint sweater and the mock neck mountain sweater as well. I've got coming because I knew that by the time they'd arrive, it would probably be getting colder here in the UK. Tom, have you had any idea of the Lexus lore your streams created? I have vague ideas. It is what it is. You guys come up with crazy lore. It is what it is. You rock the lime green. Oh, thank you, Jericho. I appreciate it. I do. I enjoy lime green. I look forward to the winter and I can wear this again. It'll be great. That's always going to be fun. But yeah, lime green is always been my favorite color. Always has been. And so I also am a fan of teal. But lime green always just has a soft spot in my heart. So it does make sense that that I ended up running the green channel, right? It just kind of works. Yes, yeah, of course. Yes, yellow for Game 3. Yeah, absolutely. Tom, I hear Lawfi in the background. Yeah, you do hear Lawfi. You can go and listen to Lawfi on Spotify now or head to the YouTube channel. See, because one of my favorite looks, and I didn't get to do it at VidCon because it was so hot. Because I've done it before. My old cutout when I was just creative director was me in black Converse, black jeans, my black denim jacket, and then a red hoodie. What I'd love is to do that look with this hoodie. So I've like basically all black, and then this bright green hoodie I think is a great look. Tom can allegedly pull off any color. There are some I can't. I'm not great with pastels. My skin tone has a warm olivey undertone, so it's hard to pull off pastels. I need bold colors with warm tones. So again, like a warm sort of mustardy yellow, like the gold signature jacket that Matt made, that I wore during the chaos ending of Matt's finale. That I can pull off. Have you convinced Amy to make the official Lumen Softboy cardigan? No, I'm trying. I would love us to be able to pair up with Clown and do a 1 or 2 off items from Welcome Home. That would be a dream. It's just hard because, you know, they're a very small creator and, you know, it basically comes down to whether the audience shows interest in doing it. I'm still waiting for the map pack U2s. Me too. It's going to be hype. I love that fit, Tom. Please do it again. Okay, well, yeah, it's on the agenda. We just needed to get colder so I can wear a t-shirt, a hoodie, and a jacket and not feel like I'm, like, melting. Working on game lore while Lore-fi the background is perfection. It is, and that is exactly what I do most days when I'm writing scripts. I am now listening to Lore-fi. It's great. Is that a Style Theory reference? Maybe. Achieved this power when they met Tom and Vin. My theatre is going to make me wear a dress. Oh no. Oh no. I definitely prefer darker clothes. I just prefer bold. I don't mind bright. They just have to be bold. So again, it's like not a pastel yellow, but like a strong mustard yellow. It's not a pastel blue. It's a solid blue. Those are the colors that tend to do better for me. Like I can do a splash of pastel if like the main color is bold, but like I can't do it where it's like all very pastel. The jacket that Santi wore in the Chaos set, the jacket that Santi wore, why did you all do that? Because it's a hilarious little detail. It's, you know, it was to leave you guys to come up with your own lore as to what happened to me. I have merch ideas for Welcome Home as well as others. Hey, if you guys have merch ideas or like Lumen, like ideas for Lumen, draw them up, post them on the subreddit, post them on the Style Theory subreddit. Because Amy checks that, and we all check the regular Game Theory subreddit, but Amy especially checks the Style Theory, and you can multiple posts across both. But we see those, and so, and we have collaborated with fans in the community before who love the stuff. So if you've got ideas, like please share them. Like, you know, it's so cool to see, and it shows interest in those things as well, which is really cool. It allows us to kind of gauge like how interested the audience is in a product like this, which is always fun. Even the animators keep up with the Tom and Santi banter. Yeah, our editors are great. They really, they understood the assignment, for sure. We need Dapper merch, yeah. That, however, would come down. I want Dapper Mr. Tom Top Hat for merch, please. Yeah, that sadly would fall to me, not to Lumen or Luna or Chimera or anyone like that. That would sadly just fall to me. I'd have to figure out how to get merch made and how much that's going to cost and how much we could sell. And right now we are just, we are a very small channel. We're only at what, 6,500 subscribers. We're not that big. If we did a plushie, I see some people saying Tom plushie. Yeah, Wi-Fi whale plushie would be the one. I think Wi-Fi whale and possibly, and Little Save, a Little Save plushie, I think would be really cute. But yeah, like I've really wanted, the one thing I really wanted to do as a weird item, because like you could do a top hat, sure. But the item I wanted to do was a pocket square and or a tie and pocket square set. That is like something I'd love to do because I think that fits the brand quite well. Especially the pocket square because I love me a good pocket square. But I think a pocket square design with a tie could be really fun. Eric plush. You could buy Highland Cow plushies. It doesn't need to be merch for me. I'd wear a suit jacket just to wear the pocket squares. See? That's the great thing. This is the thing. You have one jacket and you just flare it with pocket squares. It's great. I love it. Vigorously nods heads in excitement. Or a monocle. Monocles are hard because you can buy like cheap. Like the problem is like how would I make it unique to me? Because you can buy just like plain monocles that have no glass, like no glass or no real like prescription glass in them, but you can buy those just on Amazon. Like why it's the same method we do when we're making merch for you know, Lumen, is that sense of What are we adding to this that you cannot get anywhere else? What makes this a unique product that you can't buy somewhere else? So there has to be like a design element or something that allows you to go, this is unique to me and you cannot just buy this. A Blame Santi hoodie. That's a great idea. That I love. That's a fantastic idea. A Blame Santi hoodie or t-shirt. That's great. I love that. Any advice for a first year college student? I move in soon. I'm excited but also nervous. Hilariously, back in the day, I tried blogging for a bit. I wrote a blog post about how to move into university because I found it really hard, and so I found like some tips and tricks for that. Oh, Luca, thank you for the $5 super chat, friend. Appreciate it. Just gonna listen to what you have to say.
Hi Tom D. I want to say I recommended game theory to the head of marketing at SEC when I interviewed him. Have
What's
an easy
SEC?
and non-stressful move, dancer, dancer, dancer.
CEC. Fun. Wow, thank you so much for the recommendation there, friend. So in terms of moving into university or moving into college, the one thing I really recommend is, well, again, your situation is slightly different because you have roommates. We didn't have roommates because my first piece of advice was always, have a doorstop that keeps your door open, because in the UK they're designed to shut. So keep your door open because it allows people to kind of pass you in the hall of the house or the apartment that you're in, and allows people to come in and go and say hi, and just allows you to have that conversation, which I think is important, just to kind of get to know people. Be upset, like, see if your parents will pack you away with a bunch of snacks, fun drinks, that sort of thing. Again, in the UK it was alcohol because you can drink at 18, but you can't in America, so I don't recommend that. But like, have a bunch of things that you can basically like go to, like a common area. Like for me, the common area was the cul-de-sac of the village, because we were all based around this cul-de-sac, and so we all sat in the cul-de-sac and drank beer and like ate food and just like hung out. I just went like, here's a crate, guys, and you know, help yourself. And we all just chatted a bunch and got to know each other. It really eased everyone up. So having like snacks or things like that, a pan of lasagna and just warm it up. So that, like, that's the other thing. Make sure, like, go away, come from home with a bunch of freezer food, because it's so useful just to be able to go, right, here's a big thing, bam, now just heat that up. It just makes your first little bit really simple to begin with, which is helpful. But yeah, just be willing to be, even if you're introverted, like force yourself, like if you get a crate of something, just go, here everyone, I bought this for everyone, help yourself. Or like pizza or whatever it is, just like, here, just for anyone to help themselves. And people might take and leave, or they might take and they might stay, and you get to talk to people, which is really, really important. Find things you enjoy doing outside of class is the other thing. Make sure you really connect in with a community of some kind that isn't just online, that isn't just your classmates. Make sure you've got like a D&D group or a choir or show choir or theater. Like those are just kind of my experiences. You know, or sports of some kind. Like it doesn't have to be a class, but do things that you enjoy outside of class, and make sure you're still spending that time to do that. Those are kind of like some of the pieces of advice I would offer you. Also, don't do the late nights. Don't do the crazy late nights doing assignments. Like, get in early, get stuff started early. That's just my general advice for school. I revised for exams 3 months before my exams kicked in, but I only did about 2 hours Monday to like 2 hours on like each day, Monday to Friday. So I never revised on the weekend, or if I did, it was only again for about 2 hours, did like a practice exam or something. But I did it for 3 months prior, so that by the time I got to it, it was a little and often, and that really got it in for me, as opposed to like cramming it all in the night before. Learn to manage burnout and study habits during college. That's exactly it. Don't go home for the first 6 weeks. I even recommend don't go home for the first three to 4 months. So if you go off to college, let's say you go off to college in September, don't go back home until Christmas. That is often my advice, because you going home so quickly can really like make you feel homesick. It makes you go, I'm not sure I want to be here. I'm not sure like how I feel about university or college anymore, and it's really, really rough to have that feeling. But by not going home for like 3 months, you kind of get through that initial homesick feeling, and it then means every other term that you're away, you can be away for much longer periods and not feel homesick, and it allows you to build that separation between home and like yourself, and how you as an adult function, because you're no longer a child, you're an adult. You have to live by your own rules and do your own stuff. So having that separation really helps. Whereas if you're at home all the time, I find you can still kind of fall into the trap of being a child and your parents still treating you like a child. And it also means that when you then go away, you can never be on your own for too long. So, this is the US, their Thanksgiving break where most people go home. Yeah, and that's fair. Like, so this is the thing, right? Again, 6 weeks is the absolute minimum. My recommend is till Christmas, but that's because we're British and so we don't have Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, I understand in the US is obviously a much bigger family holiday in November. Whereas for us, Christmas is the big family holiday. So, to switch that up then, my recommendation would be to try and hold out to at least Thanksgiving, because it's the end of November, so that's probably about 2 to 3 months, so it's a good period to go. But I think it just, like, it helped me a lot to just separate myself out as my own adult, my own person. Tell that to my sister, she's always back from college, like, every month, and I'm a little bit sick of it. And that's my point. Is like, so when I went home, my younger brother, we used to bicker a lot, we used to fight, but you know, when I would come back from university, having done like 3 months away, he missed me, he would hug me, we would catch up, we would chat, and it was really, really lovely. It was really, really fun. And so but I think if I'd been home all the time, I'd have gotten on his nerves. And so I think that's a part of it as well. Thoughts on being roommates with a childhood friend at college? Do you think it's a good idea or not? Again, so university's weird because we don't have roommates. We have housemates, but you don't share a room. Roommates is really hard, and I admire people that do it in the US because that means literally sharing a room, sharing the space with someone for a year. And that's really hard. I think it really depends on if you are like your childhood friends, sure. Have you spent extended periods together? So like I had a best friend growing up. We've been friends since we were 12. I've stayed with him for long periods, but I've done enough like camping trips and like stayed overnight with him a few times to know that we would be awful roommates. We're good friends, we would be awful roommates. And I do think it's a personal preference or a personal opinion. It's like, do you guys mesh? Do you guys match? Is one of you going to be messy? One of you going to be clean? Is that going to cause tension? Is that going to ruin the friendship? Like, some people can be great friends, but they're awful to live with or awful to spend too much time with. Like, and you don't agree on everything. That happens, and that's okay. But therefore, if that's the kind of friendship you have, maybe don't live together. Because also tensions are high as well, and so that amplifies everything. And people are missing home, people are missing their other friends. It's a whole thing. I mean, I definitely learned a lot living. Yeah, exactly. You learn a lot, for sure. Do I still get Christmas presents? I do. Depends on who, obviously. So I get I pretty much get Christmas presents just from direct relations, direct family. So my parents give me Christmas presents. My wife, Steffi, obviously gives me Christmas presents. My brother and sister-in-law do. My brother-in-law and his wife do. My in-laws do. We do a lot of that. Like cousins, we've kind of drawn the line out. We're just gonna look cousins. We're not gonna bother with this. It's a lot of extra effort, and we don't spend all that much time together. So there's no point. Can't be siblings without arguing. Exactly. I do think family helps you out. Then you will be better off. I agree with that, Zekrom. My parents did help me out. My parents they visited, again, not for like the first term, but they did visit occasionally. My grandparents also visited, and they'd take me out for dinner, or they'd go to the supermarket and buy me groceries. And then like I was also getting like an allowance from them, so I didn't have to work, which I recognize is very, very privileged, and not everyone can do that. I did also get a part-time job because what they were giving me to begin with wasn't very much, and I needed more. So it really depends on personal situation. Like, so much of this is not, here's a rule. It's very much, here's a thought. Like, you know, here's my perspective or my opinion. I would totally get you a Christmas present if we weren't a stranger from Britain. I appreciate that, Suzu. Thank you. I'm so grateful for my parents. Yeah. They are always good. They always help out a lot. Alert for a bit. No worries. Sanlu. Oh my gosh. I wish I could be living independently from my family with college. I am still in the same city as the college, but I crave to learn more about my adult self. Yeah, totally get that. I was about 2 hour drive away from my home. So I was like close enough. If I needed to get back, I could, but I didn't have to, or I wasn't like there all the time, but I also wasn't so far away that I couldn't get home, which is a pretty good thing. But then since then, I then moved back in with my parents after university for a few years. I then got married and so moved into this apartment. But it's still in the same town as my parents. But because of COVID and stuff, I think that really helped solidify some relationships with my parents. So it wasn't like in the same town and you're still my parent. We very much became equals and like colleagues or like peers, which really helped. And so we're friends. Like I am friends with my dad, which is lovely. And I appreciate again, I'm very, very thankful for that relationship. But that was a shift that had to happen. It wasn't just something that happened overnight. And we both had to work at that because it's a different relationship. Any tips on how to be professional and strict with students? I assume you mean like a teacher capacity. Like, the key thing obviously is don't raise your voice. I remember directing the show Grease. I raised my voice once, and that's because they were being the cast, who were like my peers, my age, were being really, really unreasonable and just were not listening. But because I never raised my voice, ever, it really shocked some people. And so they were like, oh crap, he means business. All right. And so they listened. I think it's just, you have to set boundaries. If you have like disrespectful students, like set what your boundaries are. Feel free to be strict. Like give people fair warning. I think there's a build up, right? And you have to be like, look, like even our Discord runs on the 3 strike rule, right? It's like, here's your warning, just a verbal warning, just going, look, don't do that. If they do it again, there's like, you can be timed out, or there could be like a smaller punishment or a smaller like thing, just going, I'm not putting up with this again. And then if it's the 3rd time, you go, bam, done. Like, no, we're not putting up with this anymore. And it's the full punishment, or it's the, like, I'm not gonna work with you anymore, or I'm sending you to the principal, or whatever it ends up being. But it's like, you have to giving people fair warning, because then it's a fair system. Because I think that's a big thing, is as long as it's fair and it feels fair, then people who want boundaries understand those boundaries and understand how much they can push. I think that's kind of important, but it's about you can be fun and friendly, but then if people start messing with you and start breaking those rules, get firm. Because I think there is a sense of going, there is a real importance in having that differentiation of, I am fun. We're gonna have fun. I want this to be good and enjoyable for everyone. But at the same time, if I ask you to do something, you need to do it. Oh my gosh, my director threw a stapler at a kid. Oh my gosh, Luca, that's awful. I had a PE teacher, a gym teacher, throw a bin at me because a bunch of people didn't show up to rugby practice, so he threw a bin at the kids who did show up. I then quit after that and joined the choir instead. So he wasn't best pleased until he became like the head or deputy head of my house in school, and so then he suddenly liked me again because he realized I could sing, could be in all the talent shows. Bin was what? Like 3-4 feet. It's like a standard, like, you know, bin, a public bin that you just like put stuff into. Like round bin, about yay high. So yeah, some people remember that story. Yeah, I mentioned it on the GT Live. I think I may have mentioned it in Tea with Tom as well, possibly, but I don't know for sure. Tom, how tall are you for comparison? Well, I'm 6 foot. So the bin... Oh, this says auntie. Ha! Funny. That's gotten mixed up in the wash. That's hilarious. So the bin was about here, if I'm 6 foot. So about up to my hips. That's hilarious. So if you couldn't get, I say, this t-shirt was from my my brother-in-law going, oh, look, you're all going to be, uncles and aunties. This is Steffi's, therefore, but because they're just black t-shirts, they ended up in my drawer. So I've ended up with, I'm going to be an auntie t-shirt. That's hilarious. I didn't realize this. That's so funny. You're now an auntie, Tom. Yeah. Although, don't say that to my niece. My niece will, she get, like, my dad occasionally would joke about Auntie Tom, and she'd go, no, don't be silly. Uncle Steffi and Auntie Tom. Yeah, literally, my dad has said that to, my niece, and my niece has freaked out. So, there you go. Again, we're moving. We don't have a lot of t-shirts available. And I just grabbed one that was in my pile. And turns out wasn't mine to begin with. I blame Steffi because she put it in my pile. So... yeah, the fact that earlier you were like, I think it says I'm going to be an uncle and you didn't even check. Yeah, see, that's just how confident I felt. How many nieces and nephews do you have? I have 2 nephews and 2 nieces. All the tops look the same. Dapper Tom is everything. Dapper Mr. Tom. Dapper Auntie Tom. Oh, gosh. Nieces and nephews. Nephews and nieces are so silly. I love them. I love my nieces and nephews. They're so fun. They're such characters, and I love it when they're little and they're really, like, their personalities are really coming out. They're so funny. What's even funny is you didn't notice. No, I've literally been wearing this shirt all day, and I did not notice. Hi, it's Rinny. Great to have you, friend. Okay, we're making for the last bit of stream in the old studio. Faith, it's great to have you, friend. Thanks so much. Do you have advice for leaving a toxic friend group? Just leave. It sounds ridiculous to just say that. It sounds ridiculous to just go, just leave, and I understand that's not helpful. If they are genuinely toxic, if they are genuinely bad for you, like, honestly, you just have to cut lines of communication, go hard. I did that with my ex because they were not a particularly nice character, especially during the breakup. And so, honestly, I think it's like, so if you've got phone numbers, if you're in a group chats with them, leave the group chats. If you have their numbers, block them. Like, if they are actually toxic and you don't, like, so toxic that you literally are just going, I don't want anything to do with these people, you cannot be worried about what they will think or what they will think of you, because at the end of the day, they're toxic and their opinions don't matter. That's the truth. If they are horrible to you, their opinions of you don't matter. It doesn't matter to them, and it shouldn't matter to you. So the best thing for you to do is just leave all the groups, block people, and get out. Start talking to other people. If you don't have any other friends, like, start talking to people online, make some new friends. If you don't have anyone, like, you know, because you just need to, like, separate yourself. And it's like, I hopefully have, like, I hope that you're not, this toxic friend group isn't like your only set of friends, and you have got other people you could turn to, even if it's just family, and just go, like, I'm really struggling right now, or I'm, like, trying to separate me from this. Don't let me go back to them. Do this. Should I delete the numbers or just block them? Block them. I would block them, because the fact, like, both is a valid option. However, if you delete them, their text will still come through. You need to, at minimum, just block them. Deleting them is good if you're worried you're going to text them. If you feel like you're gonna slip, it's the same with an ex, right? If you feel like, oh, I'm gonna text my ex because I miss them, then delete the numbers as well. But absolutely block them, because they are not worth the time. I feel crappy after every conversation, but I go to a small school and can't avoid them. Yeah, and that is really hard. I recognize that. That is really hard. But there are therefore 2 methods. There are 2 things you can do in that situation. You have to decide what's going to work for you. You either have to just do the cold shoulder and go, which I recommend the second one, not this first one, personally. But you can give them the cold shoulder and just kind of, like, stop responding to stuff, stop talking to them quite so inherently. like, or so like connectedly, or so like fondly, just kind of go, yeah, whatever. Give them the cold shoulder and slowly start to distance yourself and peel it away, and they will realize that that's what you're doing, and they'll either call you out or they will just let it happen, and you'll fade away and you'll all split. I don't recommend holding out until you like move school or move town or something like that, because that can take forever. But the method I actually recommend, and this is, I appreciate how hard this is, so I understand this method is really tough, but it is the one I 100% recommend. You have to just say what you're feeling. You have to go to them and be like, hey guys, you know, if there's a particular incident, or it's like, hey, every conversation we have, guys, I feel like I'm being like crapped on, or I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, or I feel all of this. Like, I'm not okay with how these conversations, how this friendship is working. They will then respond one of two ways. They'll either be incredibly apologetic, and you can then decide whether you want to give them a chance to fix it or not. And if they don't, you just go, well, I've warned you, I'm off. Or they will continue to be toxic and continue to mock you and victim blame and blame you for what's going on. At which case you go, and this is exactly what I'm talking about, guys, I'm done. And just walk away. And yeah, it's a small school, and so you will see them around, but you don't have to make eye contact. You don't have to talk to them. You can give them a, hey, and move on. And that's a good time for the cold shoulder to come in, is after you've made that like call it quits move, because they then understand why you're doing it. But it shows that you have been big and brave and beautiful, and you have, you know, been the confident one to call out bad behavior. You've called out the crappy behavior, and so you are the bigger person and the better person in that situation. I think cold shouldering them just from the off and like slowly distancing yourself, it can work, it's fine, but at the end of the day, it is not being honest with them. And I think there's an element which, by being honest with them, even if it ends up being a walk away, you are, without telling them what's going on and how you feel, you are robbing them of the opportunity to improve. They may not improve, in which case you walk away. But but sometimes you don't know whether they will or not, or even if they realize they're doing that to you. And so there's an element of allow them a chance or an opportunity to prove you wrong, which I think is important. And they might just prove you right, in which case you walk away. And then again, if they prove you wrong and they go and they do apologize, and then they just slip back into old habits, you can raise it again. They go, oh, and then they might make a big fuss the second time, in which case you can walk away then, or you can just walk away going, guys, it's still happening. I'm done. Like, again, it was the same thing we were talking about with like boundaries, right? When it comes to students, it's like set out the rules of kind of being like, look, this is my problem, this is the issue. That then allows them to kind of fix their mistakes potentially, or do it. But then the next time when they do it again, or they keep falling into it and they're going, it is what it is, you know, and they kind of go, well, you know, we tried, but you're so boring. Like, I've had that said to me before, which sucks. You just go, you then have more permission to walk away because you gave them a chance and they can't improve. And so that's on them, not on you. Really need to hear this. I have a bad history of being taken advantage of a friend, so thank you. Well, you're very welcome, honeybee. I hope it does help. Again, kids are horrible. It's something I've said a lot. Kids can be horrible. It sucks. Like, again, I was bullied through a lot of school. And I was part of toxic friendship groups where I wasn't really part of the friendship group. I was just on the outskirts, on the edge of things. But yeah, so that is a challenge, you know? Yeah, the main goal is to not let it make you horrible, and that's the thing, because you either have to do the hard. I saw it recently. What was it in Fallout, where the Squire kid ends up. Basically, there's a character who is a Squire for the big like hulking power machine suits guys. The guy ends up dying. He ends up taking the suit. He then gets his own Squire, who is the kid who bullies him throughout the beginning of the show. And he was like, oh, I just bullied him because it then meant the other kid stopped bullying me and all ganged up on him. And you never want to be that guy. You never want to be the person who's bullying other people just so that people stop bullying you, because that is such an easy thing to fall into. So you just have to be really, really careful of that. Any tips for thinking more positively about yourself? If I find them, I'll let you know. No, I struggle with this. I tend to try and be extension of people rather than my own person. I often put myself in the position of a servant to people. Man, I totally feel that. 100% feel that. Yeah, so how to think positive about yourself. I think part of it, there's an element of fake it till you make it, right? Like, I didn't think I was necessarily going to be good enough already for this job, but I was asked to be in the position, so I was like, right, well, I have to believe that someone believes that I am, and so you have to fake it till you make it. And so you push through, and so part of it is seeing that stuff. Repeat nice things daily until you believe it. That's the thing. If you say nice things about yourself and you keep saying them, eventually you will believe them. It's hard to do because it's hard to find the things that you believe about yourself. If you don't, so it's hard. So sometimes you can ask people and go, hey, what's a good quality about me? And then you can just repeat that to yourself over and over again. Or if there's something you're going, I know I'm bad at this, or I know that I'm weak in this, say, no, I'm good at this. And you just say, I'm good at this over and over again to yourself, you know, every day. You'll eventually start to believe you are good at that thing. Like, I'm a good writer. That was something I did. I, for so long, believed I wasn't a good writer, despite the fact Matt had hired me as a CD, despite the fact that most of my scripts were going up as I wrote them. And eventually I just went, you know what? I can look back at the evidence and show I am a good writer. So I'm going to start telling myself that I'm a good writer. And so I told myself I'm a good writer. And so now I feel really confident in the scripts that I'm putting out. And particularly now that I'm host, I'm feeling very confident in the scripts that I'm putting out. I've tried, but I get name called every day, and it's hard to think I'm not fat or ugly. Yeah, again, so I dealt with literally the exact same things growing up in school. I was called fat, I was called ugly, I was called all of those things. Every day, even as a theatre kid, even as all of this stuff, it was not uncommon for that to be an occurrence for me. And so that's really hard, but that's the thing, it's like, that's why starting the day with I'm beautiful. I'm again, like, skinny is relative, right? But you go, I'm beautiful. I'm healthy. You know, I'm good at this. I'm whatever else it is. Saying like affirmations in the mirror in the morning are a really good way to do it. And then if you've had a bad day where people have said it to you every day, like, or said it to you throughout the day, you then go home and you do it when you get home in the mirror. Before you go and do anything else, you just go to the mirror and go, I'm beautiful. I'm healthy. I'm everything I need to be. Doing that just frames your mind at the beginning and the end of the day, and it means the things in the middle that could hurt you can't hurt you, because you are setting yourself up and like bookmarking yourself and what you believe in, and that over time will just start to reinforce it in you for you to turn around and go. Because I had people telling me I couldn't sing. That was one of the ones I was bullied for. I was told I couldn't sing for years. Told I couldn't sing. And eventually, I got to the point of going, you know what? No, I can sing. I'm getting all these solos. I can sing. And so I would tell myself, I can sing. And I would prove that I could sing. I would sing at home. I'd sing in the shower. I'd sing in the evenings. I'd sing on the bus. Like, I'd sing all the time. And so it was just that sense of going, you just have to, you do have to convince yourself. You do have to, like, either it's saying it. So again, things like if being healthy and being beautiful, just say those things to yourself. Just say them. When it's a talent or something, people say, oh, you're not very good at dancing, or you're not very good at singing, or you're not very good at art, or whatever it ends up being. Just do the thing. Just sing. Just draw a picture. Just do whatever. Just do the thing you're being told, you're being bullied or being told you're not good at, because doing it will prove to yourself that you can do it. Sorry, just catching up on a few things in the background because we are getting close to the end. Not fully at the end, but we're getting close. And yeah, actually, so I'm going to jump on Scarlet Days point. Everyone, they're getting through the hard times. You're a lovely one for people incapable of. And it does get better. Again, like, look at me now. I was told I was, you know, too ugly to get a girlfriend. And now I have the most beautiful wife in the world in the other room who I've been married to for 6 years. Speaking of writing, I have so much reading to do. Ooh, Dad, I'm excited. That's so fun. Yes, please do show me. But yeah, I was bullied for being fat. And now I am actually the lightest I have ever been. And I'm happy with my body. I wish I got to the gym more. I could work out and build up a little bit more muscle than just being kind of skinny. But I'm not fat, basically. I was told I couldn't sing. And now I, you know, sing all the time and I love it. I was told I couldn't act, couldn't perform, didn't have a good enough voice, had an annoying voice. And now here I am, you know, voicing a massive channel on YouTube. I was told I was bad at camera operating or writing or any of these things, and now I'm literally doing it for a job. It does get better, and you have to push through the bad people telling you lies just to get to you, to make themselves feel big. Because that's what they're doing. They're doing it to make themselves feel big and make them feel important and like they've got it all together. And chances are they're insecure in that they don't know. And they have got no idea what's going on with them in their like, and you have no idea what's going on in their lives, and they've probably got stuff that they're insecure about, they're concerned about, and they're then shoving that insecurity onto you, or taking you down a peg so that they feel better. So it does get better. Like, it's hard now, and I recognize it's hard now, and it doesn't, and knowing it doesn't make it easier necessarily, but it does get better, and you will look on it in hindsight, and it's such a blip. I look back at the 3 to 5 years I spent being properly bullied, and it's such a blip to the point that I'm sitting there going, was it 3 or 5 years? But like, it's a blip on the radar. Absolute, like, nobody remembers it. Like, nobody, like, that stuff will be a blip. Like, you think, you're what, in school when I was that age, it would have been 12 to like 16, you know? I'm now 30. That is over half my life ago. Or about half my life ago from the top end. And I've got so much more life towards. I've got another 40, 50, maybe even 60 years ahead of me. The bullying in school that happens is a blip. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Alexis. I appreciate you don't think my voice is annoying. Dan, draft 7, baby. Let's go! Yeah, Akira, I got bullied a lot in 7th grade, but I'm doing so much better now. I'm 34. That's exactly it. Like, people grow up. There are still bullies around. There are still people that are a pain in the butt to deal with, like in work and things like that. But the sort of pettiness and the level of pettiness that happens in school is totally different. And again, once you become an adult, it does become easier to separate those toxic friendships like we talked about at the beginning. Do I have a favorite memory with this studio? Oh, gosh. Favorite memory with the studio. Wow. I mean, it's such a shame because so many of the things that were like on the walls and stuff are gone now. Favorite memory in this studio. I mean, a lot of the studio's just been work. My favorite memory was when it was done. One of my favorite memories was definitely when this room was done, when I got the ceiling panels put in, when I got everything, and I got this new computer, when everything felt like this is the setup. It is done. We are good. That felt great to me. I really like that. But a favorite like on stream moment, I think, was when I got the PS5 and I opened it live on stream because I was so excited to get this PS5 that I opened it live on stream. That was a fun one. Yeah, no, I seen that, Bailey, about like Discord and stuff. There are protections on Discord. You can set your account to only accept DMs from people you have friended. So you can do that if that is what you'd prefer to do. And if you just join the Discord and have that set and you don't add anyone as a friend, like you don't have to have any friends on Discord, you can just be in the Discord, but they can't then DM you. So that's something that's helpful if you would like to join the Discord. I assume you're moving somewhere new. Congrats. If so, well, I'm moving in with my parents, just because we're between places right now, so it is what it is. I don't use Discord anymore at all. That's totally fair. It feels like I never do anything good enough. I always make mistakes and so frustrating. I know it's not true, but it seemingly can't do anything. Yeah, I feel that. You got to bear in mind as well, like every script, like for example, let's take the scripts for example. Every script I have written has come with critique or notes from Matt. So I have always had like, and I would always take it so personally, going, oh, I suck, because I've put myself into my work. And I go, oh, I suck. And it's like, no. And this is the big thing. This is huge. You don't suck. Maybe the work you did sucks. That happens. We all produce crap. I produce a crappy script every now and again. Like, but you don't suck. Just the thing you did, this particular thing, it might suck. And that's okay. If you have a dud, everyone has a dud or goes through a dry patch where they have a few duds. It happens. But you, in and of yourself, do not suck. And just because you have an off day or a bad piece doesn't change you and your skill. And again, if others criticize you, and again, there's a sense of like, it depends, like you have to decide what you're going to take from it. Are you going to try and take the gold out of what they're saying, going, is there actually something I can learn from this? Is there something they're saying that I can go, that's a useful piece of information. I don't need the context around it. I just want to take that piece of advice. That's really good. So I'm going to take that. Or is it someone you just don't really care about their opinion? Because there are people who have opinions and they don't care about you. They don't really care about you. They just want their opinion to be heard. And they might be completely wrong. You can have a difference of opinion. They can go, I think that's crap because of X, Y, Z. And you go, well, actually, I like that because of X, Y, Z. Oh, thank you, Ollie, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it, friend.
Just wanted to thank you for everything you do. These streams are such a comfort space and I'm so grateful for this community. I've met amazing people on the Discord, and your streams make me so happy.
I'm so glad to hear, Ollie. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's all we want to do here. Create a great community for people. But yeah, I was a gifted child. Yep, same. I totally get that. So being a gifted child, you're put on a pedestal and there's an expectation. But because I've been a perfectionist for a long time, and it's taken me a lot of work to like try to stop being a perfectionist. This job was a big help on being a perfectionist, because you got to bash the script out every week. You can't be a perfectionist. You have to move on to the next thing. So being a perfectionist is hard, and the expectations are hard. And so there's an element of going, you know what? I can't control all of this. I can't control everything. And things aren't going to be perfect. Because again, if you're worried so much about things being perfect, you never move on to the next thing. So like, again, let me go back to that example. Me and these scripts. If I spent every hour trying to make my scripts perfect, I would then miss uploads for weeks. I would not have scripts for weeks. I would not be able to be in the meetings I'm in. I would not be able to be in the important discussions I need to have. I wouldn't be able to talk thumbnails or titles or branding or social media or any of those things, because I'd be so focused on making everything perfect. And then do you know what would happen? Even if I felt the video was perfect, I'd upload it and someone would have a critique. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. You can't please everyone. And so you have to be okay with, one, your own standard, not what everyone else thinks is the best standard. But also you have to be okay with, Matt gave me this piece of advice, which is be okay with the 80%. Because sometimes there isn't time to do it perfectly. And if you try and do it perfectly all the time, you're just going to hinder yourself. You're going to end up in a rut. You're going to get frustrated, and you're not actually going to be able to work on the next thing. You're going to dig yourself into a hole. And you're going to be so disheartened, you're not going to want to work on the next thing. So the encouragement is, sometimes you have to go, this is as good as this is going to get at like 80%. and just go, but rather than sit here and try and make it 100% perfect, I'm going to move on to the next thing, and maybe the next thing will go better. And you have to go, yeah, like maybe, hopefully next time it's a bit better, and I'll work harder to make it better. But this project, I'm getting stuck in a rut. I'm getting in a loop. There's no point in like dwelling on it to make it perfect. Mr. Overachiever Matt Pat says that he did, which is why it stuck with me, because it was such a shocking thing. Feeling responsible for every bad thing that happens, whether it's your fault or not, is emotionally very draining. It is, which is why you can't do it. You can't sit there and be that person who is constantly worried about what other people think, or you can't feel responsible. There are things that are out of your control. You cannot control everything. You just can't. No one can. I can write I can write a video that I think is the greatest video ever, and the internet will still try and rip it apart. It's just because how things work. You can't please everyone. But if a bad thing happens because of that, it's not always down to you. It's like if someone, people can do things that have nothing to do with you, and that's where you have to get out of the worry of victim blaming, and victim blaming yourself, going, oh, I'm the victim, I did something wrong here, what did I do, like how could I have stopped this? Like, that was it. It was the should-haves. My therapist warned me about using should-haves in sentences. I should have done this, I should have known that. You can't do that. Why should you have known that? There's sometimes is the question of, I should have known that, and they go, why? And you go, well, because I had this experience, and I should have been on the eye out for that. And that's therefore a learning experience, and that's fine. But so often we say, I should have known this, I should have done this, and we actually have no reason to have known that. Again, we've had videos on Game Theory go up, and people have called out in the comments, they're like, oh, there's this thing I've got, I should have known that. And then I go, no, why should I have known that? That was buried in 100 hours of streaming content. This was buried in, this was buried in 100 hours of streaming content. This was, something that was from a comic book from 1990. Why should I have known that? I did everything I could, and sometimes you just can't know everything. So it's trying to catch yourself. If you catch yourself doing, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have known this, you have to catch yourself and go, why should I have known that? Why should I have known to do it like that? Because I think that is the thing at the end of the day that is going to help you not blame everything on yourself. Honeybee, sorry. Thank you for the $10 super chat, friend. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the advice this stream. You and this community have helped me so much with my mental health. It's gotten to the point where I am currently working on a fan game for you guys, if it's okay.
Absolutely. Go for your life. Make fan games, make fan art, do whatever you want. That's great. I'm so glad that, again, that's what this community's for. That's what these streams are about, is making this kind of community where we can all hang out and all be friends and all be good, and not have to worry about these things, right? If I can give advice, great. If chat can give advice, great. And again, there's a Discord in the description where you can talk to all these guys, and I see these guys having chats and supporting each other as well. It's not just me giving out advice. But yeah, I think it is great that this is the community we have built. Tom knows the time. I do know the time. And yeah, I know we started stream late, but I do have things I need to pack. So we probably are going to have to wrap it up there for today. Yeah, Jack, repeat after me. You're big, you're brave, you're beautiful. May I share with chat and Tom a secret project mods have been helping me with, hoping people will like it once it's finished. Oh, very exciting, Ghostly. The suspense is killing me. I love you all on stream and platonically. Absolutely. Sign off, Sips, everybody. Get ready. I'm just waiting because I have seen a super chat come through. I want to have make sure the announcement does the thing. But if you haven't already, please do like the stream. And of course, if you're new, consider subscribing. It really helps out. I'll get that bit out of the way now. And like I say, no stream Saturday. And possibly no stream next week while I get situated. I will try and stream at some point next week. But you need to be on the Discord, because that is where I tend to share if I'm streaming or not and when I'm streaming. So just kind of stay tuned for what's going on. I'm trying not to leave it like a massive break without streaming, but Yeah, I'm trying to make sure it's not a massive break without streaming like it was when I was in the States. But there may just be some disruption to your regularly scheduled programming. Are you hoping for Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings? Absolutely I am, Starry Sky Dancer. Absolutely, I cannot freaking wait. More Teas with Tom. Yeah, we'll probably will do more Teas with Tom just because they're easier to do and I don't have like my PS5 and my big computer setup. We'll have the Switch still, which is good. But yeah, we won't have some of these other things that are going to be trickier and more challenging. There it is. Thank you, Heather, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it, friend.
Just want to thank you and this community. It's difficult working on a master's degree in speech language pathology and constantly being critiqued. This kind community is a great place to come to.
Well, I'm so glad. That sounds like a hard degree, so kudos to you for taking a master's in that. But yeah, that's what this community is about. Building each other up, supporting one another. Because at the end of the day, it's nice to have somewhere where you can go and vent your feelings or vent your frustrations, or when things feel bad, you can get support from everyone else. But with that, that is going to do it for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Appreciate you all. Thank you to our members, especially our Dapper advisors, Zekron, our Trusted Life. Appreciate you both very, very much. And I will catch you guys at some point. It will definitely be the next one. So, with that said, ta-ta for now.